the use of color and technique. Vincent van Gogh's distinctive use of color is one of the most iconic elements of his work, transforming his paintings into visual explosions of emotion and energy. A thorough analysis of this aspect reveals not only exceptional technical skill, but also a profound connection between his chromatic choices and inner emotions. Van Gogh elevated the use of color to a form of emotional expression, transcending mere visual representation. His bold and vibrant palette, characterized by saturated tones and intense contrasts, bestowed a unique vitality upon his works. The bright sunflowers, the nocturnal blue in Starry Night, and the undulating fields of golden wheat bear witness to his mastery in using color as a vehicle of expression. Yellow, in particular, emerged as a signature color for Van Gogh, present in many of his most iconic works. The abundant use of yellow in sunflowers and other rural scenes represents more than an aesthetic choice. It is a manifestation of the hope, joy, and vitality that the painter sought to convey. Van Gogh's yellow is not just a pigment on the palette, but a symbolic language that illuminates his compositions with a unique emotional intensity. In contrast, the deep blue permeating works like Starry Night evokes a sense of mystery and contemplation. The night sky, sprinkled with stars, becomes a visual metaphor for the inner turmoil and vastness of Van Gogh's universe. The blue in this context is not just a color, it is a gateway to introspection and a window to the transcendental. The choice of vibrant and contrasting tones was not merely a stylistic preference, but a direct response to Van Gogh's intense emotions. His correspondence with his brother Theo provides profound insights into his relationship with colors. He writes, "There is a continual struggle of warm and cold tones, and something difficult to express but very real results from it." Van Gogh's expressive brushwork, often visible in the texture of his works, intensifies the interaction between colors. The turbulent and dotted brushstrokes add dynamism and movement to his compositions, creating a sense of pulsating life on the canvases. The resulting texture from layers of paint contributes to the emotional depth, making Van Gogh's works not only visual visions but also tactile experiences. Van Gogh's characteristic use of color goes beyond the literal representation of reality, expressing his deepest emotions. The influence of Japanese art on his palette, especially Hiroshige's print, The Japanese Bridge, is evident in the introduction of vibrant colors and an unconventional approach to perspective. Van Gogh's relationship with color was also sensory and synesthetic. In his letters, he describes yellow as the most enjoyable color, associating it with the sun and joy. Blue, on the other hand, is described as an element of seriousness and sadness, revealing an intimate connection between his emotional perceptions and chromatic choices. Van Gogh's peculiar use of color not only defined his aesthetics, but also significantly influenced the later development of modern art. His impact resonates in movements such as Impressionism and Fauvism, where artists sought to explore emotional subjectivity through vibrant and unconventional colors. Analysis of Vincent van Gogh's use of color reveals a profound dive into his psyche, transforming his paintings into windows to his emotions. His vibrant palette, composed of meaning-laden tones, transcends the mere act of painting to become a form of emotional communication. The radiant yellow, deep blue, and expressive brushstrokes are not just stylistic elements, but tools that Van Gogh used to convey the intensity of his human experience. In each work, his colors resonate like notes in an emotional symphony, creating an artistic legacy that continues to inspire and move viewers worldwide. Vincent van Gogh, one of the undisputed masters of modern art, not only revolutionized artistic expression through his emotive compositions, but also introduced unique techniques that made his works unmistakable. Van Gogh's innovative exploration of artistic techniques not only defined his distinctive style, but also influenced subsequent generations of artists. One of the most distinctive features of Van Gogh's works is the expressive brushwork and palpable texture of his paintings. Instead of seeking smoothness and the concealment of brushstrokes, he made them visible and tactile. This technique, known as impasto, involves applying thick layers of paint, creating a rich and three-dimensional surface. The resulting texture is especially evident in works like Sunflowers and Wheatfield with Crows, where vigorous brushstrokes add a tactile dimension to the landscape. Van Gogh's vibrant palette, characterized by intense colors and striking contrast, is one of the most distinctive signatures of his technique. His ability to create bold and unexpected chromatic harmonies is evident in works like Starry Night or in Bedroom in Arles. The use of saturated colors not only amplifies the emotion expressed in his works, but also creates a lasting visual impact. The contrast between complementary tones, such as yellow and blue, contributes to the vivacity and energy that permeate his compositions. Van Gogh often challenged the conventions of perspective in his works. Instead of strictly adhering to realistic representation, he manipulated perspective to create emotional effect. In Starry Night over the Rhone, the stars seem to pulsate and dance in the sky, defying conventional logic. This unique approach to perspective not only reinforces the expressiveness of his paintings, but also adds a surreal dimension to his landscapes. The dynamic movement of his brushstrokes is another distinctive feature. In many works, the brushstrokes do not follow a uniform direction, but capture the movement and vitality of the depicted object. This technique is evident in Vincent's bedroom in Arles and Sunflowers, where the brushstrokes appear to dance and vibrate on the canvas. This approach not only imparts a sense of energy, but also adds a kinetic quality to his painting. The meticulous application of layers of paint in his works is a technique that Van Gogh used carefully. By applying multiple layers of paint, often in contrasting colors, he created a unique visual richness. This is particularly evident in paintings like Self-Portrait with Bandaged Ear, where the layers of paint create exceptional complexity and depth. The overlapping of colors contributes to the dynamism and emotional intensity of his creation. Van Gogh often challenged composition convention by adopting an asymmetrical and unconventional approach. His work Starry Night is a striking example of this approach, where the night sky becomes a field of energy and movement. Deliberate asymmetry and the unconventional arrangement of elements on the canvas not only defy academic norms, but also contribute to the expressiveness and uniqueness of his compositions. Authenticity in self-representation. Van Gogh incorporated elements of self-representation in many of his works, transcending mere visual representation. The use of self-portraits as seen in Self-Portrait with Bandaged Ear not only provides an intimate insight into his own psyche, but also highlights the sincerity and authenticity he sought to convey through his art. This unique aspect of his technique goes beyond superficial representation, aiming to delve into the deeper layers of his own existence. Van Gogh's unique technique is not just a means of creating visually impactful images, but also an intrinsic expression of his emotions and life perspective. His innovative approach profoundly influenced the course of modern art, inspiring artists to explore not only what is visually perceptible, but also what is emotionally tangible. Van Gogh's technical mastery and emotional authenticity elevated his works to timeless status, continuing to captivate and inspire art enthusiasts worldwide. Masterpieces. Vincent van Gogh, an undisputed master of art, left a legacy marked by works that transcend time and continue to captivate audiences with their unique expressiveness. By exploring some of his key works, one can delve into the depths of his artistic genius and understand the richness of his contributions to the history of painting. Among Van Gogh's most well-known and celebrated works are the series of Sunflowers. Sunflowers from 1888, painted in Arles, France, is a masterful example of his ability to use vibrant colors and intense contrasts to create a visually stunning piece. The canvas features a series of sunflowers in various stages of maturity, arranged in a vase. The chromatic richness combined with expressive brushwork and striking texture transforms this work into a lasting symbol of Van Gogh's mastery. Starry Night is one of Van Gogh's most iconic works, representing the starry night sky over Saint-Rémy-de-Provence, where the artist was interned in a mental health institution. The painting captures the emotional intensity of Van Gogh and his fascination with the cosmos, The swirling sky, sparkling stars, and the turbulence of celestial forms are expressed through vigorous brushstrokes and rich colors. The work transcends mere visual representation and evokes a sense of spiritual transcended. This painting, a complement to Starry Night, depicts the Rhine River reflecting the stars in a nighttime setting. Van Gogh skillfully blends the brightness of the sky with the calmness of the waters, creating an ethereal and dreamlike atmosphere. The intense palette of blues and yellows contributes to the sense of movement and mystery, once again highlighting his mastery in manipulating colors to convey deep emotions. Painted during his last months in Auvers-sur-Oise, this work is often considered prophetic, suggesting a somber state of mind. The wheat field, crows hovering in the sky, and the turbulent texture of the brushstrokes communicate an atmosphere of melancholy and contemplation. Through this piece, Van Gogh seems to explore the complexities of life and death, imparting a philosophical depth to his artistic expression. This painting represents the bedroom Van Gogh occupied in Arles, showcasing his unique approach to representing spaces. The asymmetrical perspective and the intensity of colors give a dreamlike quality to the domestic environment. Van Gogh conveys not only the physical appearance of the room, but also the emotional atmosphere he attributes to the space. This work reflects his quest for authenticity and the ability to transform the mundane into something extraordinary. The Self-Portrait with Bandaged Ear, 1889. The self-portrait is one of Van Gogh's most intimate and poignant works. Painted after the infamous episode in which he cut part of his own ear, the portrait reveals the complexity of his emotions. The intense expression on his face, vivid colors, and emotionally charged brushstrokes highlight the direct connection between Van Gogh's tumultuous personal life and his artistic production. Another notable self-portrait, this work reflects Van Gogh's introspection and vulnerability. The lit candle casts a dim light, highlighting his features in a dark setting. The presence of the candle, along with his own image, suggests a reflection on inner illumination and the struggle against emotional darkness. It is a piece that transcends physical representation to explore the depths of the human condition. This work belongs to Van Gogh's Sunflower series and stands out for its vibrant and symbolic representation of nature. The recurring theme of sunflowers in his works pays homage to vitality, light, and hope. In this painting, sunflowers in a vase are arranged to capture the sunlight. The choice of composition and the intense color palette emphasize the vigor of nature and Van Gogh's intention to convey a sense of optimism. For Self-Portrait with Straw Hat, 1887-1888. In this self-portrait, Van Gogh explores different shades and textures. The straw hat, red beard, and green background contribute to a balanced color palette. The firm expression and direct gaze of the artist into the viewer's eyes give a magnetic presence to the work. Van Gogh not only paints his physical image but also seeks to communicate his personality and self-awareness through composition and chromatic choices. Painted during his final days in Auvers-sur-Oise, the church in Auvers is a powerful and impressive representation of local architecture. The choice of blue tones and the incline of the church lines create an atmosphere of monumentality and mystery. This work exemplifies his ability to capture not only the physical form, but also the emotional aura of a location, making the landscape a profound expression of his own inner experience. Each of these works by Van Gogh offers a unique window into his creative and emotional mind. Whether through the explosion of colors in Sunflowers, the nocturnal intensity in Starry Night, or the introspection in his self-portraits, each piece contributes to the richness of the legacy left by this artistic genius. Van Gogh's works have transcended his own time to become inexhaustible sources of inspiration, continuing to captivate art enthusiasts worldwide. Journey of emotions. The tumultuous life of Vincent van Gogh was not only shaped by his artistic creations, but also left an indelible mark on his works, transforming each canvas into a mirror of his own emotional journey. By exploring some of Van Gogh's most iconic paintings, one can unravel the most intimate and profound aspects of his psyche reflecting his struggles, hopes, and yearnings. The Self-Portrait with Bandaged Ear, 1889. This self-portrait is a window into the turbulent and distressing moments that marked Van Gogh's life. Painted after the infamous incident in which he cut part of his own ear, the work reveals the duality between the intense expression on his face and the vulnerability of his own mental condition. The lit candle, a symbol of illumination amidst darkness, suggests the relentless pursuit of clarity and understanding. The emotional intensity of this work transcends physical representation, becoming a testimony to the inner storm consuming the artist. The apparent simplicity of this painting hides a unique emotional richness. By depicting his own bedroom in RL's, Van Gogh transcends mere visual representation. Vibrant colors, such as intense yellow, are not merely aesthetic choices but expressions of his quest for authenticity and vitality. The bedroom becomes an intimate and introspective space, reflecting his inner emotions and a deep desire to transform the ordinary into something extraordinary. The work invites viewers not only into his physical space but into Van Gogh's own soul. Painted in the last months of his life, this canvas is laden with symbolism and melancholy. Crows hovering over the wheat field suggest a somber and introspective atmosphere. Van Gogh, known for attributing profound meanings to elements in his painting, sees the crows as messengers of death. The wheat field, a symbol of daily life, becomes a representation of life's transience and ephemerality. The work is a visual narrative of his reflections on mortality and the ephemeral beauty of life. This masterpiece is more than a representation of the night sky. It is a manifestation of Van Gogh's spiritual quest and emotional turmoil. The swirling sky and the intensity of the stars reveal his unique view of the universe and his own position within it. The spiraled forms suggest movement and dynamism, while the deep blue evokes serene melancholy. The painting is a visual testimony to his relentless pursuit of meaning in the cosmic vastness, providing a direct insight into his intimate connection with the cosmos. In Self-Portrait with Straw Hat, 1887-1880. This self-portrait is an affirmation of Van Gogh's identity as an artist. The straw hat, red beard, and direct gaze into the viewer's eyes give a magnetic presence to the work. The choice of composition and balanced colors suggests not only a physical representation but also self-assertion. The self-portrait becomes a means for Van Gogh to claim his identity and his role in the world of art. The penetrating gaze reveals deep self-awareness and a desire to be recognized not just as a painter but as a unique visionary. Beyond visual exuberance, the series of sunflowers reveals hope and the quest for artistic communion in Van Gogh's life. Painted during his friendship with Paul Gauguin, the sunflowers symbolize not only the beauty of nature but also vitality and the search for a community of artists. The duality between the ephemerality of cut flowers and the exaltation of joy suggests emotional complexity, highlighting the fleeting nature of happiness and the intricacy of the search for inner light. Vincent van Gogh transformed his deepest emotions into strokes of genius. Each brushstroke carries the weight of his struggles and triumphs, bringing to life a visual narrative that transcends time. His emotional journey, reflected in his works, continues to resonate with art admirers, providing a unique entry into the tumultuous mind of an incomparable genius. Van Gogh didn't just paint pictures. He painted his own soul, and his works are immortal testimonies of an emotional journey that continues to inspire and move generations. And thus we conclude the second part of the video about the artist in question. Don't forget to leave your like, comment, and share your opinions on the video. Additionally, be sure to watch the upcoming parts that are on the way. Keep participating in this artistic journey. Share it with others who share your taste, and always remember to stay connected to continue with these unfolding developments. See you in a little while.
Art.